Shalom. I'm going to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua. Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people ignorantly call God, Bahashim, which is in the name of Yahushua, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Son. Plus, I do want to give a shout out to you, alchemists, pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth, who's also uplifting the name of Yahweh, Yahushua. And to you confusion of faces whose bloodline traces back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which makes you Israelites as well. By blood, though you may look like the heathen nations you're scattered amongst. Plus, if your seed line goes back to a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man, and if your spirit bear witness with his word and his truth, and you can receive it no matter what you look like, then it means you are an Israelite. Okay? Two sisters that do this and learn, Shalom. And to the elect of the nation of Israel, wherever you may be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, shout out who this word is going out to, shalom to you as well. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the Hebrew Israelites, the true Jews in the Bible. Not black, not Latino, not Native American. Those are all bywords. And I'm here with the update on the mark of the beast, which is the RFID, or the microchip implant. Okay, but this is an article on Forbes. I'm gonna read a good chunk of it. It's not all of it, but I'm gonna get to the point. Basically, it says, beyond plastic, why a cashless society should be a cardless one. Okay, so I'm gonna get to this lesson a little when this is edifying. Salaki, bear with me, hold on. Okay, here we go. It says, you'll find few people in the world of payments who disagree with the idea that we are moving unstoppably towards a cashless society. And we are already in this cashless society. Okay, you basically have here in America, Amazon Go, what you call Amazon Go. You have that in Chicago, you have it in Seattle, you have it in where else? I forgot the other place. I think it was New York. I could be wrong. Okay, but the cashless societies are, oh yeah, you have it in Milwaukee, in Wisconsin. Okay, the 3 Square Market then. It says across markets and locations, evidence suggests that this trend is occurring with increased speed. Okay, stop right there. Yeah, this is it right here. This is Matthew 4 and 21. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor no evil shall be. And it said those days be shortened, which is talking about in this 21st verse, really the time of Jacob's trouble. Who Jacob is you Israelites, okay? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and confusion of faces whose bloodline goes back. It says, and except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And that's why everything is speeding up. Okay? Because the Lord is speeding it up. For what? So he can bring it into this kingdom, this queendom, for the elect's sake. Because that's what it's all about, the elect. So going back to the article, I just had to get that point. This is hardly surprising given the advantages that a cashless society brings not only to a consumer wanting to make fast payments at any time from anywhere, but also for governments and regulators who want to eradicate criminal and illicit activity. Okay? When Esau is the biggest criminal. However, while I certainly believe that going cashless is a good thing, do I hold some reservations about which path we take to get there. One of the biggest issues I can see surrounds the trajectory of payment innovation that is currently a major part of facilitating the change, in particular the focus on plastic payment cards as the future method of payment seem entirely wrong. Okay, so basically your credit cards, okay? Your credit or debit cards, whatever you want to call them. Okay, I go so far as to say that we should be scrapping the idea of plastic altogether. There seems little reasons why we can't incorporate existing services such as access to credit and bank accounts with the useful elements of payment innovation without needing to rely on payment cards. In fact, a better vision of a cashless society should be built around people's funded decentralized digital identities. This could be used in apps and across devices such as phones, watches, fitness devices, and smart rings. And this way, consumers could verify all their transactions through the existing phone, which already has biometric verification, rather than being restricted to a single plastic card that can be cloned or stolen. It says there are lots of evidence that demonstrates how almost all markets are moving towards a cashless society. You've seen it in China, you're seeing it in Europe, which is about to get into. Okay, you're seeing it here in America. In Sweden, for example, barely 1% of the value of payments is made using coins and notes. While some might think this is only possible in an advanced economy, developing markets show otherwise. India, whose government made it clear its intentions to move towards a cashless society in 2016, is on course to hit its digital payment targets, with 11.8 billion digital transactions in the first 6 months of the year. So this thing is here, and these people are already engaged into this, basically the technology that Esau wants to push. Esau being the so-called white man, starting with your elite banking families on down. Okay, people are buying into this. It says a cashless society brings many benefits to a whole range of different users. For individuals, going cashless means not having to carry cash, waste time at the checkout, bother with paper receipts, or struggle to check transaction records. For payment providers and retailers, cashless payments mean more efficient payment processes that improve the customer experience. For governments and regulators, reducing cash payments eradicates an opaque transaction method that assists criminals in illicit activity. It says, what doesn't make sense about the way a cashless society is emerging through is the reliance that is being put on plastic payment cards as the primary user interface. That's not to say that payment cards aren't evolving. Of course, one of the main areas of innovation right now is the introduction of biometric data, such as facial recognition or fingerprints to payment cards. So that's good, but I want to show you something about this. If you see, let me get this off the screen. It's irritating. If you see right here in this little diagram that they have right here, you see it shows it went from cash, okay? Then it points to the credit card, and that's what everybody's using now. It's the credit card, but now everybody's credit card has what on it? The chip, that chip on that credit card. So now they want to go from the credit card to this. And you see a human, you see a little technology thing right here in the lock. Basically the chip. That's the next step to the phase. Okay, it's called gradual. Hold on. Alright, this is what it is. This is gradualism. A policy of gradual reform rather than sudden change or revolution. Okay? So they went, as you see in the diagram, we went from the dollar Now they're trying to move away from currency. Now they got the cards with the chips on it. Basically, in order for you to inject your card with it, it has to have the chip on it. And you stick it in the a lot of you people have done it. You stick it in the little credit card thing by the chip, and it monitors the chip, and you just take it right out. Now the next phase is what? The microchip implant. When they want to put the chip in you people. This is Revelations 13 verse 16, and he is who? Your Rothschilds, your Rockefellers, your DuPonts, okay? All these elites, man, starting with the Rothschilds, cause of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, okay, all people basically, to receive a mark, which is not a spiritual mark, it's a physical mark, charagma. It means a stamp imprinted in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here's the wisdom: let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. Okay, and his number is 600, 666. Okay. So what's it talking about? It's talking about that chip, the microchip. The word here, if you go into the 666, is kai stigma. If you go into the deeper root of it, this is G4742, stigma, a mark pricked or in or branded upon the body, which means a physical mark. To ancient oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked or cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to. Okay, so that's the elites, man. They want basically you people are sheep to the elites. Okay, and they want to make their marks, let's say, by putting this chip on you to say that you're property for good. Especially you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites. This the consequences to you Israelites that do take that chip. This is Revelation 14:9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, the system, okay, which you're starting to see people doing now. They're worshiping the system already, but it's not mandatory yet, which it will be mandatory. And receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of wrath of Yahweh, which is poured without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. And I just did a video on Russia and the hypersonic missiles. That's what's going to be used alongside the other nations when they shoot missiles here in America. I say it over and over and over again. And that's what's going to be used for you people, you Israelites mainly, because that's who it's all about. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that take the chip. You will be destroyed in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. The Lamb is Yahweh Shah. Okay? So the point being is, if you see this video, the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, the microchip implant. Do not take it, or you will be destroyed. Okay, so I'm ended there. That was just a real quick RFID chip update. I will have more coming up. Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom to the whole free lot.